The house felt heavier that night, as if the air itself held its breath. She stood in front of me, robe slipping from one shoulder with a deliberate, slow motion, silk sighing against her skin before pooling at her feet. Time had not softened her. Her body was as precise and familiar as a memory. Her eyes met mine, cold, unflinching. 24 years, she said, each word a blade. I've been faithful all this time. I turned men away, but tonight I won't. He's coming. I don't care what you think. I'll sleep with him. Her confession didn't explode. It crystallized. I didn't shout. I didn't plead. I felt the world narrow to rhythm. I turned to the safe, thumbed the dial, and lifted the old Magnum out of its velvet nest. Its weight steadied me more than my hands. I told myself one thing, barely audible. If he crosses his threshold, there will be consequences. All the years flashed past, not as an accusation but as accounting. The marriage I attended, small sacrifices, steady work, a life I'd built so she wouldn't have to fight for anything. Quiet nights, the easy companionship, the bargains made in whispered fatigue. I had been faithful, not from obligation, but because that was what I'd promised. Now she treated those years like trash. I had always smelled the signs. Late messages hidden behind casual laughter, sudden weekends away, the way she drew her hand back when I reached for it. She believed she'd been slick. Betrayal, though, leaves a scent subtle as smoke, and I had followed the trail. I did not rage. I collected. I mirrored emails, copied texts, followed bank transfers, untangled ledgers. I learned his name, his address, the life he thought was private, while she paraded as the untroubled wife. I became patient and precise. I didn't arm myself with bullets. I assembled proof. I shielded myself first. Assets moved, accounts separated, legal ties severed. The security she assumed was permanent was quietly dismantled. When she shed her robe expecting triumph, she stepped onto the stage I had built without her knowledge. He arrived, slicked hair, an overconfident grin that wilted as I greeted him. Calmly, I set a thick folder between us. Photographs, transaction records, messages, everything that tied him to things he could not explain away. The smirk drained from his face and was replaced by bargaining. He turned to her for help. She met my gaze then, and for the first time there was fear. You thought you could take my life from me. I said, low and even. Tonight you both lose everything. One phone call to my attorney, one to the investigator, and the machinery I had quietly engaged began to turn. By dawn, the law had him in custody. By afternoon, the divorce papers were filed, sealed, precise. Her friends evaporated. The men who once courted her skirted past, uncomfortable. Her supposed victory curdled into isolation. I was not unscarred by that night. Hurt and anger had their marks, but bitterness did not define me. I walked away free of the gilded cage she had made of my life. She accused me of cruelty. I only remembered the vows she had broken. I had no desire for spectacle. I rewrote the ending not with heat and ruin, but with cold, deliberate truth, the kind that strips away illusion. Do I regret it? No. She chose betrayal first. I only reclaimed what was mine, peace, security, and the final paragraph of a story she tried to end on her terms. Now, in the quiet that remains, I am left without what she stole, only with a memory of what could have been, heavier and more permanent than any single violent moment.